Hello, and welcome to Timberlanes in Abington. I'm Bob Lee. We have an incredible lineup for you. Bowling is now underway. We have the battle of the round of 24. Jonathan Boudreau against Jon Winchell. They'll be bowling 20 boxes to advance. Oh! Spare on the second shot from Winchell, 123 bowler out of Brentwood, New Hampshire. And he qualified 23rd on the Pro Series during the season. That's what got them the free entry here. We're going to be keeping track of the score up there. Sorry, that's we had 10 from Boudreau. And on the fill now, 16 in the first box for Winchell. And we are underway. We just had our announcements from Freshie Nick Cifaletto. 7-10 bid through the middle. Both bowlers will be open in the second. Boudreau with the 9 is at 19. Winchell now at 24. Make it 26 through 2. Our second lineup, you can see down in the red, we'll have Dean Sullivan, number 24 seed, against Tim Douglas. Tim was the highest seed. He didn't get a bye. He'll be bowling his choice. Boudreau is wide right. Winchell in on the head pin. Use the triangle in 1. Boudreau bringing it in at 36 miles an hour on the jugs gun. Will be open in the third. Winchell throwing 38. Clobbers the 5-8-9, but 7 still stands. 10 for Boudreau, he's at 29. Winchell takes 10, 36. And a 7-pin lead on the backs of that first spare. Thanks to our owner John Pumphrey for hosting our event today. We just moved over from lanes 17 and 18. Set up, and hopefully this live stream is working. We're out on the Bowling Nerd Network. We're also making a recording. We're going to put this up on YouTube later on. Oh, spread eagle for Winchell. Boudreau with the diamond. Right on the money. It goes. His first mark. Winchell snags 6 and 10. Looking to pin out. An 8. 44 through 4. We draw at 39 in a ball. Match leads at 5. Bonus coming from 37 mile an hour fastball down the middle, and 8 fill. 7 fill for Boudreau. Oh, in the pocket, and a strike for Winchell. That's his first strike. He'll sit down with 54 and 2 balls, and a spare for Boudreau. He's at 57 in a ball. 56 in a ball. 56 in a ball, my apologies. .54 for Winchell, and we'll change that to a 56 there. Now we get our first look, top of the first of 2. Dean Sullivan will be bowling first. The format today, the bowlers are going to go 5 at a time, and they'll switch after each half, and they will finish where they start. Douglas, on the left side of the head pin, has to 3 and 10. Sullivan's got a sleeper in the back there behind the. He'll be open. Winchell. Douglas. Clips the 3. 9 to start for Sullivan. This is for a 10 for Douglas. Welcome if you just joined us. Bob Lee here from Timber Lanes in Abington. This is the first round of Tournament of Champions. Dean Sullivan, 36 miles an hour into the middle. He's a 2-1. Good break for Tim Douglas. As he looked like he was going to face the spread eagle, but the left side fell. Sullivan shaking and down with a spare in the second. Douglas is open. Takes 10-20 through 2. Sullivan at 19 and a ball. Just a few moments ago, Jonathan Boudreau and Jon Winchell each put up 2 marks. 56 to 54 lead there, pictured on your screen. 5 in the bonus for Sullivan. He's at 24 through 4. Douglas has the 1, 3, 6, 7, and 8. Sullivan open. For Sullivan, he's at 33. That'll be 9 for Douglas, 29. First ball in the 4th box coming up. Wide right for Dean. 44-mile-an-hour pitch from Douglas through the middle. Looks like the 3-10 on the right, 4-7 on the left. Both bowlers open in the 4th. We're bowling 20 boxes. Shaves. 1. And Sullivan picks up 1 there. 42. 37. Five-pin lead. The veteran Sullivan. Right in on the head pin, rewarded with what looks like the 4 and 5. Tough split. All right, Douglas has side saddle triangle with a piece perpendicular, straight, pointing straight at it. Sullivan plays the wood. Can't get the 5. Douglas right buries it through the piece for his first mark. And a 9 for Sullivan. That's a 51 half. 47 and a ball for Douglas through the first half. Bowlers will switch sides. Now we'll go back to our first match. Jon Winchell, recent winner of the Money Match 5, also won Money Match 4, 3, and 2. A total of $10,000 with his partner Brian Fuller Jr., who's over here bowling to our right. Comes in, 123 bowler a little full. 6 on his first bonus ball. Boudreau, also a 123 bowler, takes a bonus of 3, so that's a 59.5 for him. 7 total in the bonus. So Winchell emerges with a 2-pin lead. Both bowlers open in the 6th of 20, which takes 9 for 70 through 6. Boudreau, 8, 67. Winchell playing from the right side. Brings that one 36 miles an hour. Gets a 2-1 split. Boudreau just a little full. Kind of mirror image shot there. Slightly different layout. Which pins 2. Boudreau facing 3 with his 3rd shot next. 7th box of 20. Another 10 for Winchell, that's 80. And Boudreau chops for an 8, 75, 5-pin lead. Welcome if you just joined us. Tournament of Champions, round 1. Winchell just a little full, another 2-1. Boudreau comes across. Looked like he got the lefty hit his 1-2 pocket just like he wanted, but he got no reward. Looks like the 7, 5, 6, and 10 back there. Oh, what a split pickup for Winchell. That's his 3rd mark. And Boudreau tries to get some magic out of his wood. Turns it into a helicopter. Shot straight back. Now, at 8 for Boudreau, he's at 83. Winchell at 90 and a ball has a 7-pin lead plus this bonus. Leads now by the 1 mark, and he's picked up a few on the pins. Full, but hey, that one went. The 2 was the last to fall. Strike on spare. Third ball for Boudreau. He's taking 9. That's 92. Winchell at 110, an 18-pin lead right now. And in the double bonus, right in the pocket, leaves the 5. Boudreau shakes the 5. Has a little guide for him. There it is. 3 in a row for Winchell to close this first string. Matching spare for Boudreau. He's going to sit down. After they get 11th box first, and then they'll sit down. Winchell at 120 and a ball. Boudreau at 102. A 125 for Jon. 6 for a 108. or Boudreau. A 17-pin lead through the first half. Remember, we're bowling two strings. The winner of that match will face Dave Barber, the number 7 seed who has a bye. Dean Sullivan, Tim Douglas are bowling to face Richie Myrick, number 8 seed. Douglas in the bonus shakes 8 down. Looks like he's got some wood to help him on the 2 and 6. Sullivan crosses over. Leaves the N plus the 7. 5, 6, 9, and 10. Oh, he gets it off the rebound off the wall. Douglas. Oh, beautiful spare for Sullivan. So, matching spares in the 6th. Douglas, who came out of the first half with a 4-pin lead, now has a 65-61 lead. Both bowlers in the bonus. 9 drop. 74. Matching 9 drop for Sullivan. Not giving a pin there. 74-70 now. Both bowlers looking for spares. Douglas is good. 3 in a row. Sullivan left. He'll be open in the 7th. There it goes. So that was a 10, no? And 80. Four-pin lead for Douglas plus this ball. A 45-mile-an-hour pitch onto the 2-pin for a Caleri lead. 89. And a 9-pin lead. A little too full, hit the head pin. Almost where he wanted it. Same could be said of Sullivan's. Both bowlers open. Douglas with grid 10, 99 through 8. And a 10-pin lead over Dean Sullivan, number 24 seed. Douglas and Sullivan playing to meet Richie Myrick in the Sweet 16. Pro Series. It's been running since September, and each event and each final, bowlers get points based on their qualifying score or their position in the finals. Top 24 are given a free invitation to the tournament champions. And numbers 9 through 24 meet in the first round, and that's what you're watching right here. Spare bid in the 9th. Oh, he uses the wood. Beautiful pickup. Douglas has a 10-pin lead. Sullivan open. Sullivan was the 25th seed originally. Jeremy Seaholm had to drop due to a family event. Comes Douglas in the bonus, another 9. 118. Good 9 drop for Sullivan. Wood stays out of the way. Spare on the 10 pin for Douglas. 128 and a ball. And Sullivan just right on that one. Couple of 9 drops in this half that didn't go his way. He'll finish with a 107 first half of the round 24. Douglas at 128, a 21 pin lead. Finds the head pin. Good time to leave that split. 135. That's going to be marked down. That's official. We'll clean up our screen. And the bowlers switch sides back to the Winchell-Boudreau match. Winchell now throwing first on lane 16 in the 11th of 20 strings. Total pins, all that matters. He has a 17 pin lead in the first. Oh, good, beautiful spare. That'll help. So a 9 for Winchell in the first. Boudreau's bonus will dig into that 26 pin lead. Winchell off on the right, leaves the 1-4. Winchell leading by 26 minus 6. So that's a 20 pin lead now. Boudreau puts up 16 in the first. Oh, he picks up the baby split on the inside of the 1. Beautifully played. Same can be said of Boudreau, but he had more to do, and he still has this 7-8. Be open. Good 10. 26. Up to the moment, it's 10 pin lead plus this ball. Doesn't sound right. Oh. 7, 8, 9, 10 in the back. Third ball coming up, and a great bid. Everything's moving. 2 pins wobbling, but they, whoa, 1 falls. It's gone! A slow motion spare for Jonathan Boudreau. He raises his arms in celebration. That thing got hit 3 times before it fell. Good job picking up 8 for Winchell. Boston's school teacher, Jonathan Boudreau, needs that. Puts him at 36 and a ball. Winchell's 8 brings him to 32. 13 pin lead minus the bonus ball coming up. Bad rack for Boudreau, so he's going to reset it. No harm, no foul. Pins are rolling nicely in the back. There's nothing to slow them down back there. Clean lanes, too. Recently had the March Madness tournament here. Curveballs do not grab heavily, though. They will go straight through the urethane finish. In the bonus, and pins are still falling at 8. 8 drop down to the 7-8. Lead is now down to 5. Winchell, good bid on the inside of the 3 and 6. Can't pick the 4 though. Boudreau looking for, sends the pins left. Gets the one we weren't expecting. The 7 goes, but the 8 stands. A 9 for Winchell in the 4th, which is the 14th box. He's at 41 in this second string, 53 for Boudreau, but the match total is what you're watching, 166 to 161. And both bowlers open. First ball in the 5th. 4 horsemen right for Winchell. Boudreau on the right side leaves the 5 pin. Couple pieces of wood. One's up against the edge of the plate, about 24 inches in front of the pin. Oh, Winchell, right of his object, will be open in the 5th. Boudreau plays the wood and doesn't get it this time. Winchell with a 10, a 51 half, and a 176 through 15. And matching 10, 63. So Boudreau takes 12 off of the 17-pin lead. It's a 5-pin match lead for Jon Winchell when they come into their finals. Tim Douglas, who threw a 135 in the first, will bowl first on lane 16. He's got a 28-pin lead. Dean Sullivan looking to dig deep. Oh boy, Douglas starts with a bomb. Sullivan almost matches him. Still has one standing, looks like the 4-pin. Spare in the first. Douglas. Who last week beat Justin Waters in a head-to-head match in the ACST. Drops 8 with his first ball. It looks like the 5-6 though. Sullivan with a strike on spare. Just what he needed. Oh my goodness! What a pickup for Doug. The spare on strike. Both bowlers at 20 through 1, 30 and a bonus through 2. Seven on the fill. It looks like the 8, 9, 10 in the back. Half Webster plus the 7, 10 for Sullivan. He's got one more coming on his strike. A 45-mile-an-hour pitch. Douglas. right, so both bowlers get 7 in the bonus and stand at 37 in the second box here in the second string. Douglas's 28-pin lead stands. He picks up 1 there, 29. Looks like the 1, 2, 5, and 9. Sullivan with the 4 horsemen. 14th of 20 here. Just a little thin on that. Grabbed his object. Douglas open. As is Sullivan. For Douglas, 55 for Douglas, that is. 54 for Sullivan. In the second, a 29-pin lead after the 135-107 first string. Total pins to advance. 8 drop down to the 5-8 for Douglas. Sullivan, same place, no love that time. 4, 5, 7, 10 for him. Douglas will be open. As will be Sullivan. $64 half. Start with a strike and a spare. 62 half for Sullivan. Good scores, but Douglas does his job. He holds on to that 30-pin lead. Actually built on a 28-pin lead, 230. This match is coming down to the final 5 for Winchell and Boudreau in a bid to face Dave Barber. Next, Boudreau. Yeah, maybe a little thin, but finds that the lefty finds that 1-2 pocket. This could go everything but the 3-pin for Winchell. Nope. Boudreau will be open. Winchell's got wood that looks to be pretty close and favorable. No problem there. Big spare. Keep the scores up to the moment. It's a 7-pin lead, but a bonus ball coming next for Jon Winchell. Welcome if you just joined us, Bob Lee from Abington's Timber Lanes. First round action here in the Tournament Champions. Winchell in the bonus. Not bad, 6. That's 67. Boudreau is open. And a spare. He picked up the 4 horsemen with a little help from the left wall. Another gainer for Winchell. Jonathan with the 2-2. Winchell Gives him a little breathing, little space there. Only picks up 4. So that's an 81 to 80. He's now caught up in this game, but he led by 17 coming in. 18-pin total match lead. Both bowlers open in the 8th. We're down to the last 3 boxes. That'll be at 8 for 88. And a 9 for a 90. A 19-pin lead for Jon Winchell.
Oh, 19. It's over.
2 to play, and look at that. The 189. That's a dagger. Winchell has 2 in front of the triangle. This could go. It does. There's a big rescue ball for Boudreau. Gives a little bit of hope. Big. Not out of it yet.
Oh, no, it's not.
So up to the minute. It's a 19-pin lead, but Boudreau in the bonus. Winchell was open in the 9th, so he needs to avoid double strike territory. He needs a big fill here. Here it comes. And 7. 105. 12-pin lead. A must-make triangle here. Here it goes. It goes. Beautifully done.
But I don't think he can win.
Winchell can put it away right here. And he does. There's the acknowledgement. Jon Winchell will advance to meet Dave Barber next. And it was a great bid from Boudreau. That 189 hurt. In the first string, he wasn't able to pull it together as well as he wanted. So that's a 124 for Boudreau and a 117 for Winchell. A 10-pin victory, 242 to 232. Now we're down to the last 5. Douglas leading by 30 in this one.
Yes. Yeah. After this. Sure, yeah, take your time. I want to get a picture with you. I want to get a picture with you.
So Dean Sullivan needs to dig deep now. Not impossible. Right of the pocket. Three and 2 split for Douglas. .36-mile-an-hour pitch for Sullivan. 44 miles an hour for Douglas. Both bowlers open. Nice 10. And a match. Douglas 74-72 in this one. 209, 179 on the match. Sullivan knocks back 7. Let's hit the 5-pin back there. Seven, 8, 9 for Douglas. Sullivan needs a full one on this one. Nope. just left. Almost got the ball to ricochet back. Something hit the 9-pin. It's shaking, but it still stands. 10 in the 7th. 82 for Sullivan, gets one of them. Leads down to 29. 3 to play. Crossover. 9 drop down to the 6-pin for Sullivan. Similar shot from Douglas. He's got the 6-10. Just right. 3 9 drops he's upset about. 43 miles an hour on that pickup, and Douglas with the spare. That's a big one. Douglas at 93 and a ball, 30-pin lead with 2 to play. There it is. We are in double strike territory. And 9 for Timmy. That was in the bonus, 102. Big spare there. That may do it, but Sullivan could strike out and get 151. We'll give him a 260, 258 with all strikes. Okay, that's not happening. Okay. That was the 2-pin. And this one will be in the books now. Five in the final and a 108. Douglas with a 4, but a 118. And that match will go into the books 253 to 215. Tim Douglas, number 9 seed, the leading seed in the first round, will advance to face Richie Myrick, who's the eighth seed. He had a bye. And we are going to be bringing that match to you. We have 4 broadcasters here doing work on 8 lanes, and we are going to break it up into different broadcasts. Keep the chunks right. For now, I'm Bob Lee, and I hope you enjoyed our presentation. We'll see you on YouTube. We'll see you on Bowling Nerd Network, and we'll see you in the lanes.